dream of painting, and then I paint my dream. Vincent Van Gogh.
Welcome to Ambition Nation, where barriers are broken and goals are met. On today's episode, we have Jamal Dejong, a famous painter that paints white painting. Let's explore a little bit more of those uncharted waters with him. Hi Jamal, thank you for being here today.
Hi, thanks for having me here.
So tell us a little bit about how the desire to be a painter awaked.
I'm a deaf artist, and I don't hear very well. Therefore, I try to understand what I can do to approach, my disability in my work. And it came in a long process. It didn't happen overnight. You had to think about it through, think it through, what you want to do step by step. And with experience came ideas. And so I just said one day, forget color and just work with white, and that's what I've been doing ever since.
So you started off with color.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened that made that transition from color to white painting?
Frustration. It was all about frustration. I mean, just the color doesn't speak to me. It doesn't connect with me. I just don't feel it. Because in my experience, it's all about seeing body movement, and color doesn't give that to me. It just seems flat, even though the color is there. But with white, there's form, there's body movement, there's motion, there's action, there's everything, and I want to explore on that.
Did you ever feel that you wanted to give up?
Yeah, there were times where I was scared because, as an artist, it's not easy to make a living out of it at all. But if you have a dream, just go for it and push it, and hope for the best, because you only got one life.
Who inspires you?
There's one artist by the name of Robert Rauschenberg, and the way he paints in white as well, and it's just the way he thought about it. It's all about pureness, and as you can see, it's just pure. It's just no color. It's just white, and it's when you look at a piece or when you're doing a piece, you feel pure experience inside of you.
Tell me about the state of mind when you're facing a setback, a challenge with your art, with this journey of yours that you want to take on. What's your state of mind?
Like how I'm thinking, what I'm thinking about.
How you're thinking about it when you're seeing a challenge, any challenges, right? Obviously you don't tell yourself, I'm never going to give up.
No, well, you know what? I'm always thinking, even when I'm sleeping, when I'm dreaming, I'm always thinking about what I'm going to do. Plans forward, what I'm going to do with my ideas. Like I'm always looking at paint. Sometimes I'll just sit in my bed for like 2 hours and just look at the painting and just think it through what I'm going to do next. Just absorbing ideas as much as possible.
What vision or experience would you like to convey to the people purchasing your paintings?
Well,
to the audience?
My work is about body movement and action, and it's more similar to everyday living and what I experience. Because I'm deaf, I see body language, I see arms, I see lips, I read lips very well. And so I'm trying to show that in my painting and show the hearing world that there's more to see than just white paint. There's action, there's movement, there's everything. And I'm hoping that somebody can actually recognize my work.
Tell us about your experience teaching English to South Korean kids and teaching arts to kids with disabilities.
Well, we were both teaching experiences, completely different. Teaching in South Korea, it wasn't in South Korea, it was actually on the phone, calling South Korea to children. And it was very challenging for me because, talking on the phone, I can't hear, I can't see the lips. But that doesn't stop me. I'm going, I'm doing what everybody else can do. But teaching art to disabled children was kind of more meaningful to me actually, because we kind of relate. When I watch someone else draw or paint, it's like I'm always watching them, their eyes. I'm always watching them, see what they're thinking, or how they, you know,
What their next stroke is gonna be.
Yeah, because some of them don't have the mobile capability as others do, and so watching them draw with that, it's like inspiring. Because even though you have a disability, go for it, whatever it is, just try it. Because you never know. You can always. We're all smart people. We just figure it out. We just figure out how to work things through.
Would you say that it impacted your creativity?
Yeah, it did very much so. It gave me more ideas. It gave me a motivation to keep going.
Was it because you could relate to them because you guys each have something that not everybody has, and you guys are still moving forward with one particular skill?
Exactly. We have something. We're all very unique. We're all very unique individuals, and so we all try to find something within us, a talent or something, and we try to explore it as much as possible and just push forward with that talent.
Tell us about when you were studying arts in school, and you were exposing your art to your teachers, and one of your teachers came up to one of your color paintings. What did she tell you?
Man, that day was just so frustrating. It was a critique, and this question was really important to me, and it was from a teacher. She said, "Oh, why don't you paint about your hearing?" And I paused. I looked at her and said, "Man, that's a good idea." So I started thinking from there, and it took me 2 years. It took me a while to actually push my idea forward.
And it's good to see your progress, right? You're keeping on your material and you're seeing the way you're progressing in this skill, right?
Yeah.
It's not easy to paint white.
No, it's not.
People think it's white. What are you gonna paint? What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
How are you gonna make something unique?
Yeah.
And you've obviously done that with your paintings.
Absolutely. I try.
Have you ever heard about the concept 10,000 hours?
I heard about it, but I don't believe it.
The concept 10,000 hours basically says that the more hours you put into something, the more you perfect in that skill. It takes 10,000 hours to be mastering a skill and to be able to preach it, teach it. Would you relate to that at all? Have you painted 10,000 hours?
I never calculated 10,000 hours, but I'm probably sure I put that much into it. One at a time, I put 8 hours a day into my work. Every day, well, whatever chance I can get. I'm sure it already added up to 10,000 hours, and you know what? Let me change my mind. Yes, I believe in 10,000 hours because, well, if it's already 10,000 hours and my skill has progressed, yeah. And it's still getting better. It's just like I'm always surprised at myself at how much better I get in each painting.
Let's dive into your paintings. Do your paintings relate to a situation in your life or events that are happening or the way you feel?
It's more about at the moment while you're painting. Because at the moment, ideas are coming in, and that's even while I'm painting. And I'm listening to my music, and and the painting always changes. It's not exactly what I had in mind.
So you can't paint the same thing twice.
And no, therefore you cannot paint the same thing twice.
You mentioned that you listen to music while you're painting.
I do.
What do you hear? Do you hear the different layers? What do you hear when you listen to music?
Well, I like to blast my music really loud because I like to be on a vibration. So it's not really...
It's vibration, right?
Yeah. So it's not really about listening to the music because I can't hear the music very well.
There you go.
It's more like a whisper. That's what it sounds like to me. But the vibration, it gets into my bones and I can feel it. And it comes out in my painting, actually. Believe it or not, I believe that it's actually doing it. So the music is really helpful for me.
So it's the vibrations that you feel, not even hear.
Yeah, oh yeah. The
And
vibration.
it comes through you and then you translate it into your painting.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
If you weren't painting, what would you do?
Well, you know what? That answer is very, very simple. Absolutely nothing. It's just because, art is my thing. I am an artist, truly. We have a talent, stick to it, and call yourself what you are at that moment, and until you progress, until you've succeeded, and then you feel that you're confident enough and comfortable that you can actually do something else, you know, or if you gain enough exposure to
move forward.
Move forward.
Carry on. Is that your way of meditating? Spiritually expressing yourself?
I express myself in my paintings, yes, and I actually like to think of my paintings as a visual, spiritual teaching tool for the hearing people, because when you look at it, it's teaching you to see what you can't see in everyday life.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can speak for all deaf people out there, you know, that body, 90%, well, it's true, 90% of body communication is body language. And deaf people, because they don't hear, they see like the details of every movement possible because they're so used to using their eyes. And so the brain is like so adapted to seeing what other people can't see. I find it very interesting. I like to explore into that. But in the meantime, let's do this.
What would be some key advices or advice that you could give to somebody out there watching this interview that could relate to you in one way or another that is pursuing their passion?
I speak for everyone, the hearing people, the deaf people, of all kinds. If you have a talent, don't put it aside. Explore it, because you never know. It could be something. So if you have talent, go for it, push it, whatever it is. And if you're frustrated, that's great, because frustration only gets you better. If you make a lot of mistakes, that's great too, because the more mistakes you make, the more you learn. And the more you're learning, you're mastering your talent.
The more you get rejected too, right?
Yeah.
I believe you told me you got rejected.
Oh, I got rejected a lot of times in my painting, but that didn't stop me. That just makes me stronger.
Yeah.
You know, I got rejected 2 times, two years in a row from universities. You know, I tried to get into a master's program, but that was the best because it, you know, just like told me, okay, I gotta push it, okay, and then it gave me more ideas. Like, okay, maybe they want something more interesting. It's not enough.
And that is something I totally admire about you. Rejections aren't supposed to push you away from your goal.
No.
They're supposed to push you in direction or guide you
Absolutely.
to the right path. Thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, I'm glad to be here.
Thank you everybody for watching. This was Jamal Michael Dejong. You can always go and visit his website. It's jamaldejong.com. This is Ambition Nation, a nation of dreamers, a nation of doers. We'll catch you next time.